Okay, now we're live. Awesome. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. Sienna here with Shining Hawk Healing and Tarot's Apprentice. Johnny and Tony, say hi.
Hello.
Thank you to everybody who has joined the chat so far. I see we have 6 viewers at the moment. That is very fast considering we just went live. And I'm pretty excited. Today is episode 10 of Weird Questions. I can't believe we're already 10 in. This has been a wonderful series. I really have so much fun with this, and I'm really glad you guys were able to join me today.
I like it. It's my mind tend to ponder on things that most people don't. Well, maybe all people think about. They just don't say it out loud. My mind goes there a lot. So this is my speed trainer.
And, you know,
Yeah, I love asking questions that normally you wouldn't hear. You wouldn't hear that, and so many interesting ideas come out of those kinds of questions.
Mm-hmm.
And who knows what happens after that?
I always have so much fun on Weird Questions because I end up learning lots of unexpected cool stuff. All right, we got even more in the. We got a couple more who joined the chat. Hello and welcome. We're just gonna get shuffled here. Let's go over our questions for today, I guess. So first of all, we have, are we living in a simulation? And I think that's a really good one. You guys in the community section of my channel had some really, really good questions. It was hard to narrow it down. Next, we have another really interesting one. When does your soul enter your body? At what point do you enter the body? Is it in utero? Is it at birth? Or does it vary from person to person? Then we have one that I thought was pretty cool, and I thought about it before, but never really thought to do a reading on it or ask, and that is, can multiple people have the same dream at once? Can they share a same dream? Almost like a multiplayer server, like a video game or something. Is that possible? Our fourth question is there any significance to February 2nd, 2022, because of all the twos in the date? And what about the 22nd of February? Because that's even more twos. If I don't know too much about numerology, but maybe there is something significantly, important there spiritually. Question 5 is, do angel-human hybrids exist? I thought that was kind of a neat one that somebody asked. I'd never thought to ask that before. And then we have, who or what created God? I thought that would be a good one to end with.
I've asked a version of that before, and it's my brain leaked up the side of my head.
This is what I'm expecting to happen too. I don't expect us to have a definitive answer to that last one, but I really, really wanted to look at it.
I just want to know, where are you? Where did you come from?
Yeah.
Where on the map are you? Like, where's your beginning? Everything
And
has
it
a
blew
beginning.
your
Where's
mind.
yours? So.
All right. So I guess we're ready to start with our first question, and that is, are we living in a simulation?
Living in a simulation.
Is God playing The Sims?
We know that God is playing this. Sometimes it's like...
Sometimes.
When you create, depending on your belief system, I believe in the creationist theory, I guess. But when you create little bitty bugs that fly this close to my face because they aren't scared of me, and then I slap my own glasses off, you got a sense of humor.
Yeah, that's what I think too.
Because you're messing with me right now. That's what that is.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I have a weird answer. I kind of have, it's like yes and no. It depends on how we look at this. We have, first of all, I have the Chariot card. And this is like, the mental image I had is a soul being kind of given a push to come to Earth, like, all right, off you go, away you go. And we're here, we're living this life, we go through our challenges. When we get to the end of it, we realize, oh my God, it's gone by so quickly with this 8 of Wands. We have this death card here. We pass away, we go back into spirit, we have a different perspective. And what I'm being shown just in my mind's eye is it's almost like we're actors on a stage where the characters are dealing with problems, but it's not actually our problem, if that makes any sense. Some of the problems of our human lives, things like money, things like that, material kind of worries, the higher self doesn't have those same worries. It doesn't affect them as much as it bothers us in our human perspective. We're kind of like characters in a film or in a play. Spirit's saying that, like, when we're here, we have 4 of Pentacles, 5 of Pentacles. When we're here, things are very quite difficult. Things are very dense as opposed to life in the spiritual realm. And they want us to know that, like, yes, this is real, but it's not the entire picture of life. The last card I have here is we go back into spirit and we realize, oh, we were totally fine. This was just a character I was doing in that lifetime. Okay, this is just a set of lessons I'm learning in that lifetime. I want to know what you guys have, though. Obviously.
Well, I have, this is a creative card. So this is a 3rd chakra card. It's and this is the self-esteem card that we were talking about earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, this is, I'm getting a sort of a yes, because I think of Shakespeare and the line, all the world's a stage and we are merely players.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, we are creations of the universe, and that is the truth about it. And the emotions that we have are collective, and what we have come into is a compassionate. We are here to learn compassion. We are here to show compassion and give compassion, because we are luminous warriors. We are beings of light that have entered this video game, so to speak. And we're just sort of, being tossed around a little bit by the powers that be. So I get a yes.
Yeah, my answer, it was kind of more of like a technically yes.
That's yeah. It feels like yes if you choose to look at it that way.
Yeah.
I start with love and hate, or love and worry, the Knight of Cups and the 9 of Swords. So there's some worry. Then there's the charm and the wit and the good part and the bad part to a person, to your personality. It seems to me there's 2. I wrestle with the concept of free will. I really do. The people always tell everybody in my sphere says free will is a thing. So I repeat it because it seems like it would be, because I could jump out the window right now. Nobody's going to stop me.
If you really wanted to. Yeah.
At the same time, there's too many things in your life that line up with destiny.
That's also true.
How is that part of my free will if you inserted it in my life? So here with the 4 of Pentacles and the 6 of Pentacles, there's parts of our lives that are shared that you don't actually move away from. It's something you hold on to. It's something that's sort of set in stone. So there is a aspect of simulation around this, because it's kind of like we're put here. All of the garbage exists because, there's hate and there's war and there's this and there's love and there's joy. All of that exists in this little soup, and then we have to figure out what's going on. Then we die, we go there, we come back and do it again. So it's like, where's the end game? Or is this just something you just start over and start over and start over? So yes, it feels a bit like this is planned, other than just this is you're born and you die and then you don't ever exist again. So it feels a little simulation to me. I'm gonna say yes.
Like a Pac-Man game.
Yes.
Sometimes I wonder if, you know how in video games you finish level 1, it's usually pretty easy. Then you go to like a different level or a different section, it gets a little bit harder and it gets progressively more difficult. I wonder if sometimes lifetimes operate that way, where maybe a first couple incarnations, all right, it's very basic. Here you're going to experience what it's like to be born, or here you're going to experience, just going through life. And then who knows? Maybe it just varies from soul to soul, but it's a fascinating thing.
So here's okay. Can we do this question?
Yes,
this
absolutely.
Popped into my brain just a minute ago. So if we die, then go there, then we come back, and then we do this over and over again. When do we stop and just?
That's a good question.
Like, here's my thing. Here's where the question was going, and I try not to go so. People think I'm not religious or I don't believe in God because I bash the church so much. But where's the heaven part? Where do you go and just relax in the bask of the light?
Chill out. Mm-hmm.
Like, do you ever just get to just chill out and not, have to be somebody's guide or have to come back to earth or whatever the heck?
I think that's where the free will comes in, because
Yeah.
I think that you have the choice to either come or not come. That is my understanding of it, or that's my feeling of it, that you have the opportunity to say, you know what, I'll sit this one out.
And I guess I can share a little bit of what I learned just through my work as a psychic medium, is that I think it does kind of vary. And I think it does have to do with free will, because I know some clients have loved ones in spirit who are currently just resting. And they're taking a break and they're in what I call spiritual therapy. They're working through the traumas from the life on earth, and they get to rest. They get to just take their time with their healing process. There's no rush. And then I've had other clients where their loved one has been in spirit for, we perceive it as a very long time. And they've maybe done some of their healing or processing work. And then they've decided, well, okay, I've rested, but now I'm awake. Let's do something. I think it just depends on the soul.
What is the reason, though? What is the reason for this simulation, this game, this
I think that's what
play?
it's telling me here. It's kind of like us here. We don't exist on Earth with nothing to do.
True.
Even if you don't do anything, you still inside of you want to do something. Everybody has a natural talent or natural calling. Something is pulling at you. You either want to be a singer, writer, whatever. Something's pulling at you when you're here. So you always have something to do, whether you do something or not.
Right.
Over here or over there, across the pond and over the mountain, there is it's almost like a society of spirit type thing. Everybody's moving and going, and because they're not all, not to sound so galactic, but they're not all in this planet. It's like they stretch out and spread out and do all kinds of things. That's why some people on this planet feel like they don't know at all, because you're probably somewhere else. But it's kind of like you always have something to do. Because I have my spiritual card, the Ace of Cups, is about spirituality. It's about communion and religion, all that good stuff. The spirit part of it, though.
Yeah.
And then there is the Five of Wands, the conflict. You always have something to do. You always have something that you have to attend to. And it's like their work and our work. Sort of like you have things to do. Like you can sit around and do nothing, sure. But you do have things to do. The Six of Wands, the Page of Cups, this is spirituality too. The Six of Wands, elevation. So it's like you step into an assignment. So you come here, you do what is calling you to do, because it's always going to sort of be for the glory of God, that type of thing.
Yeah.
You fulfill your promise. If you fulfill that thing that's calling at you, whether you want to be a dancer, singer, writer, whatever, something's pulling at you. You can use that to help other people. And then there's the King of Wands and the Knight of Swords. It's quick for them. It's slow for us. We think that 90 years is a long time. It's really not.
To us, it is, but not when we have that new perspective.
Especially since it's September 17th. And, I can remember January the 20th.
Yeah.
This year. I think it's kind of like here. They live and work, and then we live and work, and then their assignments are a lot different than ours because we don't go and possess other people, but things to do
that we know of.
We know of. And I wonder if, on Earth, we deal with the concept of time, and it seems like in our human perspective, everything is rushed, and it's like you've got to pack all of this spiritual work into this many years of a physical lifetime. Whereas over in the spiritual realm, they don't really have time the same way. But but to put it in a way that maybe makes sense to me anyways, it's like they're not rushed necessarily. They can do things at their own pace there, whereas on Earth, sometimes we have to do things at somebody else's pace.
Which is so interesting. We're born and we go through, 13 to 21 being traumatized by other people, like in our adolescence and young adulthood. And then we have to learn to compartmentalize all of that and be spiritually awakened and enlightened at the same time. And then we have to be a mature person to the rest of the world when we just been treated like garbage by this other part of the world. And it's like, you want me to do all this and then help other people, be some sort of healer or some sort of, tarot reader. I'm supposed to be grounded in all this type of stuff. But what's all this business about?
It's a lot to ask. It really is. Maybe
it's through the adversity. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe in spirit to us, it's like, oh, that's no big deal. I can do this. I did this like 50 lifetimes ago. I can do it again. And then when we get here, it's like, oh my God, I forgot how dense it was here. I am so tired.
Maybe they're honing their skills too, because this is a unique experience.
Yes.
Being human is unique.
Extremely.
Because we're limited where they're not. And it's interesting to have to work in them. It's always like, if somebody told you, I need you to draw something, but I'm giving you no pen, no pencil, no paper. So it's like, okay, maybe I'll use dirt and blood, I guess. But
I guess I'm just drawing in the air.
So it's limited, I guess. Anyway, I took us off track, but that's I just wondered.
That's totally fine. I guess we are kind of sort of living in a simulation. I guess we could see it that way if we choose to.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this one is, again, to the people who have just joined, our second question is a little more interesting. And the person who asked it, I'm actually really glad she did, because she was kind of hesitant at first. She was worried it would be sort of controversial. And that question is, when does your soul enter your body? At what point do you enter your body? Does it happen in utero? Does it happen at birth? Does it happen maybe a little bit after birth? Or does it vary from person to person? And I'm just going to say right now, if anybody is offended by that question, feel free to come back in a few minutes and when we're talking about something else. Because I think it's a damn good question.
It is a good question.
I used to look after little babies. I'm a childcare worker by trade, actually. And I used to do that all the time, specializing in infant care. And I used to look after lots of really, really little ones. And sometimes they would just seem very out of it, if that makes sense. Their eyes just kind of staring off, and it's not like there was no light in there. There was, but it's almost like they weren't quite in the body just yet. And then there's some babies that are just immediately right away with it, and they look at you and you just know and you feel like, oh yeah, you're in there. You're getting used to this body. So I thought that was a really, really good question. When does the soul enter the body?
I get at the moment of realization with the magician, because the magician is the conduit between heaven and earth. So it is the creature that sort of ties the two together. So you would be the spirit that comes from the earth, but has a spirit that enters it, if that makes sense. So once you become aware of such a thing, that means that thing is in you now. The Four of Swords and the Knight of Wands, it's a plan. So it's almost like it's a calendar. Here is the moment that it enters. With the Four of Swords, it's resting until it needs to move into action. So until it has its in particular moment,
I got that action one too.
Then I think that's when it happens. And yeah, that's what I get.
And you know what? I pick up something similar. I pick up that it does vary from person to person based on the kind of experience that they chose to have. I pick up that at first, now some souls enter the body a little bit later because there's a kind of nervousness I pick up. There's this like, what are these new surroundings? What is this? What is this feeling that I'm feeling? You know, everything is just so new. And then I have, now in my mind's eye, I'm being shown a baby that's been brought home, brand new baby, and they're getting comfortable now. They start to feel comfortable and things start to maybe be more predictable. There's a few days of, I cry and mommy comes and helps me. Okay, I'm getting used to this. For some people, it's a very slow integration for the soul to get into the body. I do have here with the Wheel of Fortune, there's an aha moment. And that actually, Johnny, reminds me of your magician card that you had there. That we all do enter the body. We never go through an entire lifetime just observing, floating above ourselves. Because at some point, you do have to take action. And part of the action, a baby's job is to grow up and to grow, basically. And something I have is some souls go into the body. If it happens after post-birth, this is just like, I didn't really think about this before, but it's kind of just a sweet thing Spirit's showing me. Some babies look up at mommy's face or at daddy's face, and they feel this love, and they're like, okay, I'm here. This is where I need to be.
Yep. They see that love, they feel the love, and then they're able to communicate silently, psychically with their the people that they have come into being with from the universal energy, and this allows them to feel, that yes, I have been created for this body, for this family, for this world, for this time, and that's where they decide to stay. I also have the soul retrieval card that this is when the soul actually comes into the body. Soul retrieval is a process that shamans use to go in and try to find the piece that's missing from that person's soul and retrieve it from wherever it is, back in time or in another realm or whatever. So I don't know why I got this, but it talks about the soul. So I'm just going to go with it and say that the soul decides at this point that this is the time for me to be here. So that is what I get.
That makes sense to me. And what I was kind of visualizing when you were explaining that is, let's just pretend this is the new person, the new body or whatever. And all around there's the soul, right? And it's in all these different realms. It's almost like a vacuum cleaner or something like, all right, we're supposed to be here right now. Let's gather up all the pieces from every other existence I've just recently had and let's put it right here.
That makes sense, because mind you, every person walking the earth feels connected to something that they've probably never been to or never experienced because of something in their past. And these little bits of you kind of come together. And that's why I feel like sometimes I've been to Egypt and I never have. And I've been to Ireland and I never have. And I've been to Canada and I never have. I'm still moving I'm gonna move to Norway one of these days. But
Norway, beautiful. I have family there, and it is gorgeous.
I watched the movie, and it was so rainy and cold and dreary, and I was like, "Oh my God!" I would lie in the middle of the street and just smile. That's my get down. It really is.
You like the rain?
I love it. I love cold and dreariness, and I'm not a big fan of the white ball of death. So it's that's my thing.
True enough.
It's shining in my window right now.
It's
we have
golden.
someone in the
It's
chat
golden,
from-
Johnny.
We have someone in the chat from Norway. We have Miss B saying hello
I
from
love
Norway.
And I've never been, but I feel like that's where I need to be.
Yeah.
Hello.
I haven't been there either, but I would love to go. My family who's still there, they seem to really enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's beautiful. Oh my gosh. There's so much great camping there.
I can't sleep outside though.
Well, I mean, if you're into that kind of thing. We have.
They don't have the same kind of ants over there, Johnny.
I was going to say in the chat, we have Peace Brooks, and she agrees with you, Johnny. She's saying she feels so kindred to Ireland, India, and Brazil ever since she was little. This reminds me of the first time my dad went to Thailand. He'd never been there before prior, obviously. And when he went there, he felt so connected to the place, and he felt like, I have been here before.
Yeah.
LD Scott is saying dad's side of the family is from Norway. That's like my family too. We're Norwegian on dad's side.
Yeah, my husband is Norwegian, so Norwegian and Swedish. So
that's about as Scandinavian as you can get.
I'm a mutt. I don't know where.
I come from the earth.
Yeah.
My people are from New Orleans. New Orleans.
Mine too. That's we definitely are mixed breeds.
I've probably got a bunch in there, but yeah.
That makes a prettier family tree. That's all.
It does. It makes it interesting. So long as your family tree doesn't make like a circle or whatever, or a pretzel. Sorry, we've been watching Game of Thrones lately.
No different than that.
Yeah. Oh, he's my cousin.
And my dad. Sorry. Okay. Let's go to question 3. Can multiple people have the same dream at night at once, like a multiplayer server online? Can multiple people be in the same lucid dream? Can they all share the same dream? And I thought that was a wonderful question. I don't remember who asked it, but I thought it was very great, and I was happy to include that one. Because if that's the case, that I have a little bit of explaining to do. I have weird dreams, just really not like inappropriate or anything, but just weird, like make no sense, and they usually involve my family. So it's like if we're all sharing the same like multiplayer dream server or whatever, like what are you guys doing? What am I doing?
God, I am trying to get away from you guys just for a little while.
You know, we had that question sort of like why our dreams are in code. All minds are weird, but I have to get up and like dissect each one of them. Oh, this probably means that. And this probably means like
I do that too.
Just write it on a piece of paper and just read to me what you're trying to say.
For goodness sake. Just spit it out.
But I've never thought about having a dream with another person at the same time.
Yeah, and like the same dream.
I get yes. Because there is a message in it for the both of you, even if you have two completely different lives. This actually may happen, period, just with dreams in general. If there's another person in it, they could be having the same one, or somebody who is
same place.
Like, for instance, I had a dream and my aunt was in it. That doesn't mean she was having that dream too. It could be somebody who is running their life sort of along the same lines as mine, to where maybe they need the same kind of message, and so they're having the same kind of dream, and they may be having it at the same time. but it could also be the person that is in it, because there's something, the death card about, it's not sleep, it's something outside of sleep. So like your body is sleeping, but your mind is wide awake because it's doing all of these, cartwheels and making all these little images pop up. So there's something there with the Four of Pentacles. So somebody else is sort of on that same wavelength. The Seven of Cups, the Eight of Wands, the Four of Swords, the challenge is, who is it and how do you discuss it? Seven of Cups, Eight of Wands, it may never actually come together. You may never know who that person is, or you may know. But the problem right now is the Eight of Swords, Two of Swords is finding the person who is having the same dream. It means something. So it's not like you're having it by coincidence. I don't think there's coincidence when it comes to code messages in your sleep. So there's something behind it. I just don't know what, because I've never had that experience. But
Funny.
Maybe I have no way.
You know what? I often have dreams where we might not even be doing anything that exciting, but I'm like back at home living with my whole family, my siblings, my parents and stuff like that. And we haven't all lived at home in like 10 years. Like it's been ages. So that's interesting. I wonder if we're all just like hanging out in the dream realm or something.
This card came back up for me, and this is weird because this card is coming up. It's like soul retrieval comes up again. It's like, because I am a firm believer of journeying when you're sleeping. You can decide where you want to go, who you want to talk to, all of that stuff. You just state it and have your intention. So yes, you can meet on a soul level and receive messages and,
I have that too.
and gifts from the person that you are communicating with. So yeah, it's just like you are out there in the ether together.
I'm seeing, my answer that I have here is also yes. I see that with this Justice card. I pick up that sometimes, I think this is a very specific reason why some people might share the same dream. I have here, with Justice, first of all, there's something about like balancing karma, balancing like life lessons or things like that. And then I have, oh my gosh, so I got 10 of Swords, 10 of Wands, 3 of Swords, and all of these say to me trauma. And some people are all healing from similar types of trauma, or they're all healing from trauma itself. And Spirit's showing me that sometimes they sort of group all of these individuals like together. It's almost like putting them together in a room. It's almost like group therapy in a way. With this Moon card, processing difficult emotional things, or just processing like difficult memories or difficult information, things like that. Spirit's saying it's a gift because we don't have to process our traumas alone. And so sometimes that's why some people, and it's just here we have a reminder that you're not alone. Other people are learning the same things as you. Other people are taking these same actions or need to take the same actions that you do. I think there's many reasons, different reasons why people share dreams at night, but that was one particular one that Spirit had shown me.
Because that's what I was looking for, was that Moon card, because that would tell me more dreams and subconscious, like there's something working out. That's the reason why. So it's okay.
I just pulled this card, and I think that it's a way for you to truly be honest with yourself. If you meet in the dream state or in the dream realm, it's an opportunity to see the truth and be honest with yourself about who you are and what it is that you want to do with your life.
Because your dreams don't lie.
They don't.
Because you can't.
They will call you out.
Mm-hmm. Every time too.
Brenda, thank you for the super chat. Brenda says, thank you, Sienna, Tony, and Johnny for the lovely reading. Thank you, Brenda, for your support. Michelle in the chat is saying, Andrea from Lilac Lantern is doing... Oh, hang on. Oh, I can show the comment. Oh, that's the wrong one. But I can show comments. I didn't realize I could
Yay!
do that. Andrea from Violet Lantern is doing an experiment with this, meeting in the celestial.
Oh, awesome.
That's really, really cool. And then Cheryl actually has a good comment too here. I'll put it back up if she's cool with that. Sometimes we're given messages. She's giving an example. She had an image of her dad showing her a key in a lobby. So maybe I hold the keys to my life, she's saying. And you know what? In the dream state, we do sometimes visit with loved ones who are already over in spirit. I do know this. Shortly after my grandpa died, I would dream about him a lot. And sometimes it just comes with grief, but it felt very real. And the dreams, I wasn't sad. It was just like, oh, he's here. He's normal like he always was. Looks really like happy and good. He always had like this white glow around him, and he wouldn't open his mouth when he spoke to me. It was purely telepathic. And sometimes I dream about other like family members of mine who died when I was little. And you know,
I have many dreams about my mother. She would never verbally speak, but I could hear her still. So yeah, I totally understand that.
Mm-hmm. I think that's such a wonderful opportunity, though, because I mean, we wake up and we might think, oh, that was just a dream, whatever. But sometimes it feels so real. And I always take that as that was real spiritual communication.
Because when I had every time I had a dream about my mother, we were in a place that felt familiar. So it was almost like we were home and just regular life. So it almost felt like, you know, she's still alive and we're still walking around talking and this and that and this and that. So, I mean, but nothing about it was sad. I didn't wake up sad. It just felt like, you know, because I mean, mind you, it's not like she disappeared. So she's still somewhere. She just not here.
Well,
So
matter can't be destroyed.
Same thing.
Energy just moves into different forms. It never goes away.
And I signed up for this, did I?
Debbie in chat is saying, Debbie's saying, I've had 3 dreams in 3 years where people have died. I don't know these people, but they're friends or family of people I've worked with. And sometimes, I mean, when I was younger, a couple of people I went to school with died very, very, very young, which was sad. Just in their teens. And it wasn't like I was friends with them necessarily, but I would still dream about them. And like they were still trying to find somebody to contact or connect to. And those dreams, like they made no sense until I was older and learned, oh, I'm a medium. Oh, this is why this is happening. And since then, those dreams haven't really happened since, but I still do get dreams with my grandpa or my great grandma or, you know, so that
because you've accepted your mediumship and tuned into it so you can turn it on and off. I have not fully embraced mine, which is why I still get the sense of people dying and then they just sort of wander in. It's like, there was somebody, and Jen did a reading on this. There was somebody walking around my house because my steps and the floor, if you walk, you can hear it creak.
Yeah.
And so somebody's walking around. Now I got 1,500 weapons in this room. So I'm like, okay, I got one on here, one in here, put 2 over there.
Sage so here, we got crystals here.
But I don't. And so she did a reading. I did one too. And somebody died and needed some. They're drawn to me because I know how to cross you over type thing. But
yes,
it's not something I'm fully embraced completely because I didn't ask for that.
Right. I've noticed that sometimes people in spirit, they just are desperate to find somebody who can hear them or thinks can hear them. Mm-hmm. There was in the hometown where I grew up, there's a cemetery, and there's somebody there who died well before I was born. My grandpa was friends with her parents. And when I walked past her headstone, I kept it was almost like she was screaming at me, like, talk to my parents. And it's like, I'm sorry, hon, I don't know you. They didn't invite me to do a reading. I can't do that. But that I realized later, like, oh, she was like, I just happened to maybe just be in the area where, you know, it's like, oh, somebody who can, you know, understand spirit or whatever. Like, hey, let's see if we can connect.
Yeah. Poor baby. She's like, no, I can't do that for you. Sorry.
it was kind of one of those things where it was really hard to say no, but it was like,
Yeah.
I can't. What do you expect me to do? I'm not just gonna call up your parents and be like, hey, your daughter who died 40 years ago, has a message. Like, no, that's not an ethical thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but next question. Is there any significance to the following dates? February 2nd, 2022 and February 22nd, 2022.
February 2nd.
So I'm going to do a little bit of, I'm not good at math, but I will try my best here at the numerology here. There's a lot of twos. Okay, two.
Well, 22 is a master number.
That's right. And then you add up what it is, and then if it's 2 digits, it's the 1 digit plus the other digit.
Except if it's a 22, then you stop there. If it's 22, you have to stop. It's just 22. If it's 11, you stop there. I think it's 11, 22.
Okay, you might be better at this than I am. Maybe you can explain this.
So you don't add. If it comes out to 11, you stop adding. If it comes out to 22, you stop adding, because those are our master numbers. So if your numerology number, your life path number is a 22, then that's your number. You don't have to add that down to 4. You know what I'm saying?
So is there a significance to the 2nd of February 2022 or the 22nd of February? Because all of those twos are there any like spiritual portals or anything?
Well,
sorry, Johnny, I cut you off there.
I'm not a numerology person either. When I teach tarot cards, I don't teach astrology nor numerology, but they are in tarot. But those are not my strong suits. I can teach you meaning and symbolism. Don't ask me for nothing else. So it's like there is the Temperance card working together. The Page of Pentacles. This is news about something, some sort of offering, something stable, something even financial. The Moon, there is a mystery to this. So when you put those 3 together, what you get is there is giving you something that you have to work out on that first date. There is something that you need to strategize. The second date, I got the same thing. So basically these numbers are saying, because I get the 7 of Swords, the 9 of Pentacles, so security, and the 4 of Cups, something you really can't change, something you're dissatisfied about. So these may be the come to Jesus moments. So we may be having some self-realization. We may be having some questions about self-security, or we may be having some questions about health, even with the Temperance card. There's maybe mental health, even because Temperance is about sobriety. So if you're trying to kick a habit of some sort. So we're having to deal with adulting with the 4 of Cups.
Right.
This is the thing that's giving to you that you may not want. You got the arms folded, but it's something you have to do because
that you need.
That's what I get.
Yeah, I have here, the first one I have is a 2 of Pentacles, that for some people it is almost like a portal that on the 2nd it opens, and on the 22nd it's not like it like closes and goes away completely, but it's maybe like the energy just kind of like passes. It's almost like something that's just coming through, and we can either be swept up in the energetic chaos. Like I do pick up that there is going to be an energetic difference. I have like, there's some kind of change to people's normal routine. Now, I mean, the whole last like year and a half or whatever has been a change to people's normal routine, but this new normal we've gotten used to, I feel like there's something else that's going to come in, and it's like going to push us outside of our comfort zone. And I think it might vary depending on your personal circumstances. I do have here Emperor and King of Wands, and I see these as taking up your own authority. You're being given the opportunity to be like, oh, I remember how powerful I am, or like take stock of some of your goals and like, what do you want to do? Some people may feel the motivation to actually go and make plans or work towards their plans. I have here there's spiritual help. I think that at this time, a lot of people's psychic senses might be heightened. I picked that up for the entire month of February, actually. There might be like this increased desire to help others, and then an increased desire for self-care and self-healing, trying to understand what's going on in your own life and in your own reality. There's just like a lot of spiritual influence on those dates. But Tony, what do you have?
Well, I got the Temperance card. So that's a 2, sort of. And then I also got, so I started out with the chakra cards, and this is a gut chakra. This is a self-esteem chakra. So that is about creativity. And then there's about being present to what is going on in your life and expressing that, and then being in tune with your spiritual guides. And other than that, I just got the Temperance. What makes sense is, like I said, don't go to the 4. You have the 2 and the 2. Once you get to 22, don't go to 4. But this is a 4, so I don't know why it's coming up. But
I wonder what the symbol, like, or the significance of 4 is then.
Yeah. 4 in Chinese or in Japanese symbolism, 4 is an unlucky number. But
yes.
But 4, I don't know. 4 is if you look up divine numbers, they say 4 is a divine number as well. But I'm not a numerologist, so I don't know.
And
I heard 444 is a God number.
Yeah, 444. Yes.
1111 is the angel number. 444 is the God number.
Because 4 is like the emperor. 4 has insight. 4 has stability, because you have 4 sides, you have 4 legs. So there's stability, there's foresight, there's intuition, and power, and self-esteem. So that's all I can sort of come up with.
Cheryl, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that very much. I did have pinned Carmela's comment about Pluto return. Now, I'm not an astrologer, but if somebody in the chat knows anything about this, what is the significance of Pluto returning? That I pinned it up here so I wouldn't forget.
Pluto is the god of death, or god of the underworld, and because we talked about it on Sunday. Now, I don't remember, so don't put this in stone, nobody, because I'm not an astrologer either. Sounds like gobbledygook to me when you say it. But it has something to do with, I don't want to say like the tower returning, to put it in our language. So it's like because that's more Saturn. Saturn is destruction. But Pluto is endings. And so something ends. The different type of age may end, or
that explains
societies they say never survived Pluto return, like societies don't.
I was gonna say that might actually have to do with ending the comfort zone. This could be like our collective comfort zone as a civilization, or as people.
That's kind of what I get too. We're gonna have our own little individual starting overs to do.
Yes, and at the same time, it's all of these individual little starting overs. When we look at the bigger picture, it looks like everybody is doing this great starting over.
Mm-hmm. Something may end the hard way with Pluto, and you just may have to start over, like suck it up and move on, or accept it and fall apart. So I guess it'll be on you, I guess. We'll see.
Suck it up.
We're gonna find out.
Suck it up, Buttercup.
So it does seem like there is going to be some spiritual significance to the month of February 2022. I definitely feel that.
Fair.
So our next question is, do angel-human hybrids exist? Changing gears quite a bit here. This is a really cool one.
I love this question.
I don't remember who asked it. I should always write down usernames, but I always forget. But they know who they are. So do angel-human hybrids exist? That would be, I've never thought about this.
I have, and so I may influence my cards. So take what I say with a grain of salt.
Ooh, Johnny, a lot of people in chat love your glasses.
Oh, thank you. They are from eyebuydirect.com, EYEBUY direct.com.
Ah, I've heard good things about
like
that
$10,
site.
which the frames or the lenses, of course, are the expensive part, but the frames are cheap.
Always. Ah, interesting. Yeah, because a
They're
whole bunch
chakra
of
glasses, aren't they? They're chakra
rainbow
colors.
and you can call them that.
yeah,
I got them because they were colorful.
that's cool. I got to get some new glasses pretty soon too. My frames almost didn't survive when I worked daycare. Babies love to grab glasses and chew them.
I want to know why they're the strongest creatures on Earth. That's what I want. It's
They're
like
so tiny,
they grip
and
you
they're
cannot
so.
get nothing out of their hands.
Or I always had my hair up because they would grab my hair and they would never let go.
I was a meme on Facebook. It had a baby fist and it was full of rice. It said, "This is the one thing on Earth that always makes you question your strength." Because you cannot get that hand open at all. This is saying yes, but I would always say no, because angels are a different vibration than humans, and that is a whole different kind of energy. So the thing about it is, though, since this is saying yes, we'll still go with this. It's kind of like the mermaid thing when we did that reading. You have to think about the creature in a different context. It is not a human with wings. It is not a human with, that type. It's more along the lines of a human that is, or a creature that looks human, or a creature that has physiological traits of a human being.
Right.
But they are put here for a purpose like angels would fulfill. So it's like you are to help someone's life. You are to even save someone's life. You are to be the interjector, because in the Bible, every time an angel appeared to a person, the first thing they say was, "Be not afraid." Because I don't look like you. I look like something you've never seen. I may be.
We might think, "Oh my God, an alien."
It's don't be afraid of me. I'm not here to hurt you. I will give off a good energy, so you probably more than likely won't be afraid, but you'll be startled. So I don't want you to be afraid. But if the people or the angels on Earth look like us, we are a lot more willing to accept help, or willing to get help from them, or even help them, because sometimes you do not know when you are in the presence of divinity. So you have to treat people like you would want to be treated.
There's kind of a Bible story about that, isn't there? There's a Bible story somewhere in the Old Testament that these angels took on the form of people, and was it Abraham or somebody? They were asking for help or something, and they were testing somebody's compassion or something like that. I don't know.
I don't remember. I know it's
you never know when you're in the presence of an angel, because always help out a stranger, because you never know when you're in the presence of an angel.
Because probably everybody has been, well, not everybody, but most people have been in a situation where somebody's helped you, you turn around, they're gone. Or you never find them again, or you never see them again, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
But there are earth angels. I would, I guess, caution my brain, not yours. I'd caution my brain to stop thinking of them as hybrids. They're more disguise.
I actually have an interesting answer, and it's different, but I think it's just maybe a different aspect of this, because there's multiple ways to perceive like an earth angel, or like a human angel, or an angelic human or something. Anyways, I'm picking up that another way we can see this is that some people have a very strong angelic influence. And it's like they've opened themselves up to this like vibration. It's weird. I think Christians consider it like letting Jesus come into your heart or whatever, or letting the Holy Spirit come into your heart. It's like a very similar kind of energy. It's like opening up to divine vibration, divine love to flow through you. And Spirit's telling me that in some ways, that kind of sort of makes us human angel hybrids. It's us in our human body, but we can be filled with angelic energy and angelic love. I have here
Makes sense.
during times of stress, there's that you were talking about, somebody helps you and you turn around and they're gone, or somebody helps you completely unprompted out of nowhere, with like no strings attached. They just helped because they wanted to, and maybe you're not able to track them down and thank them later. I have actually both the Emperor and the Empress here, and it's telling me, I mean, yes, we're born of a human mom and a human dad, but what actually gives us life is spiritual. And so that's just like one perspective on this like human angel hybrid. It doesn't mean an angel mom and a human dad or whatever. Maybe
it's not Hercules.
It's not quite like that. But that is one way to see it. So I like that there's multiple perspectives on this. So Tony, I'm excited to see what you've got.
Well, the first card that I pulled was many paths, and angels walk many, many paths. And the energy that comes in is a divine childlike energy. And I think that instead of being a hybrid kind of thing, I think it's more about having that angel energy inside you. And so in the chakras, I pulled this universal energy. So that is where it's coming from. And then it's also a divine consciousness that comes in. It comes in with a heart chakra, which is compassion, and the baby or the soul makes that decision to combine with that angel energy so that they can be here at a time when that energy is needed. That's what I get, and I could be totally off base, but I think that we do have angels here on Earth, angels that don't have wings, but they are here to help out, and we feel them. You can feel when you're in the presence of somebody who has angel energy, and I would point in that direction. Right there. This woman here has a little angel energy inside of the energy that I'm not saying that you don't, Johnny, but I'm saying that
it's exactly what you're saying.
Notice I didn't point here either.
Well, I have a whole different type of story when I was a kid. So
you know what? I really do think this, that angels are everywhere, or these types of beings, they are everywhere. And I think that sometimes, I'm sure if they wanted to, they probably could take on a human form temporarily if they really wanted.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure they could just appear any way that they choose. And they
which
probably
brings the question, begs the question, are there walk-ins?
Oh.
Are they walk-ins?
Ooh, we can look at that.
What's the question again?
Are they walk-ins? Can angels do walk-ins?
And just pop in to fix something and then pop back out?
Yeah.
Because if you believe the story of Jesus Christ, that was spiritual energy incarnate. So that's like the creator come down to be flesh. So in order to fulfill a specific purpose. So if you wish to believe that, you have to believe angels can do the same thing. Or angels, because mind you, I think because angels do not have free will. They're sort of, not to be disrespectful, but they're kind of robotish. You know, they have a specific purpose they have to fulfill, type of thing.
Yeah,
and so
that's what they do.
I think that if God was to send himself, that he would send them to. And they wouldn't appear to us like creatures. They look like humans, because he did.
And what I actually have here, I have 2 of Wands. This is showing me somebody in spirit surveying the earth and being like, okay, where do I need to step in and help? What, who needs influence right now? And then there's a chariot. Okay, go for it. Go ahead and do this. And I have here 3 of Pentacles, teaching and helping, communicating. And then on the bottom of the deck, Knight of Cups, an offering of love and an offering of support. So I think that they can just kind of pop in, do what they need to do, and then, all right, back to heaven or back to wherever.
I got work and 6 of Pentacles, so I get a yes. It's like something they just do. Their task. They help, they give out, they provide. So yeah.
You know what? I pick up something interesting. This might just be a really specific example for somebody, but what I was just being shown was a person who's outside and they're really struggling, they're really lonely, and an animal comes up, like a stray cat or like another, or like a bird or another type of animal comes up, and that can be an angel taking on that form, because that's comforting to the person at that time. Maybe they don't want to talk to another person and talk about why they're crying or struggling. Mm-hmm. Maybe sometimes you just need a cuddle from a pet or
a puppy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just a heartbeat, not a human. You don't need a human, just a heartbeat.
Yeah, or just something soft.
Mm-hmm.
Pathfinder, the wolf. It says, release your past and start a new journey. You are the teacher and the help for others to find their way. So it could be an animal, could absolutely be an animal that helps you find your way through whatever you're going through.
A peacock just came to your porch. No.
That could mean something.
Is it a male peacock? Because they can be kind of mean.
They're beautiful, but they can be nasty.
Beautiful, but really mean.
To absolute jerks.
Tell them don't start none, won't be none. I have your feathers on my wall. I will. You walk around a little less pretty.
And then we have our last question here of the stream, and this one is a little bit interesting. Who or what created God or spirit? Because apparently God has always been, and lots of religious texts refer to this. God or spirit or whatever they want to call it is the same yesterday, today, and forever. So
He has always been for us, but in our understanding, lean not to your own understanding, but in our understanding, everything has a beginning. Something will play on life, and even if you went to the edge of time where there is nothing but God, where do you come from?
Right. So where the heck did God come from?
Oh, this breaks my brain, Jesus.
I know.
I know it breaks.
I cannot wrap my head around this. Yeah, I got the Fool card.
Foolish questions.
Yeah. I also have the image. Spirit just gave me the image of a dog running around chasing her tail. You're just going to keep going around and around and around this until you come here and figure it out for yourself. I'm hearing.
I bet you even if we got an answer, we'd still want to know.
Yeah.
It's like
I'm even getting like, I was just saying from Spirit, well, when you get back here, you'll remember. But right now, they're showing me I'm like a dog running around chasing her tail. Trying to figure this out.
So here's my answer. This does not mean that I'm not going to still ponder, but this is my answer. God comes from light. Because if you think about it, that's where we come from.
Yes.
The sun shoots out particles, and those are light particles. Those particles come together sometimes, and then they create light again. Sometimes they don't come together, and they just remain particles. Those things make up everything you see. Those things, the antimatter and matter pair that don't come back together and create light, sometimes it's just matter. And that matter creates all that you see. So we are born from the sun. So we are born from light. Those are light particles. So I get the sun. That's where it comes from. Light created him. He is light. Light creates us.
You got the sun, and I had the star.
Celestial. That's
Yeah.
that's what it
I
is.
mean, yeah.
And then the Lovers and Page of Cups. If all we need to do, I think we may be overthinking this. We may be trying to find the trees in the middle of the forest type thing. It's like, if you think about what created you, light, then that's what created him. And then that's what created whatever created him. And then it's a portal of light. This is where the dog circling the tail thing comes too. It's like it goes around and around and around. There's that light created that light, and that light created that light, and that light created that light. Just like the big rock, the Big Bang, the big rock created all these planets, and then created all these other little things, and created all these other little things. So that's what I get, light.
Yeah, that's what it is. It starts and it starts over. It starts like the medicine wheel. It starts and then it moves into physical, and then you communicate on a universal language kind of plane, and then starts over again. You recreate. You just keep creating over and over and over and over again.
Right.
There's no answer.
No, there's not, and there's no end. And something else I'm being shown is what happens when you put two mirrors face to face. It just makes an endless loop of more mirrors. I have here the Eight of Swords, and this is Spirit telling me, Sienna, do not get yourself stuck in this, because you are not going to figure it out. You are going to drive yourself friggin' crazy trying to figure this out. Now, I had to pin Little Sparrow's comment because it's funny. She's saying, what if God came from some guy named Joe farting around on his computer? I hope not. Oh, I got such a kick out of that.
That's funny.
I think we're reaching for something that's not that far. It's like the answer's here, but we keep trying to go here, and it's like you don't need to do all. Stop looking for the trees in the middle of the forest.
This is what we've been trained to believe, that there's a man up in a throne up in the sky somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But
when in the tarots, the emperor is like the king of the land. He's the war chief and the strategist and all that type of thing. The person who has power over life is the empress. That's what her scepter is. She has power over life. She gives birth to everything that you see. There you go with your patriarchy. God is light.
God is light.
Yes, and it's just weird that it's like God has always been there. And it's also like God is love. So everywhere that there's love, there's God / spirit / whatever you want to call that.
There's no darkness and light.
Absolutely.
There's no hate either.
So that was Weird Questions for September. That was episode 10. Thank you, everybody, for watching this. Thank you to Johnny and Tony for joining me. I really appreciated this. We had so much fun. I love this.
Pardon my diversions.
Oh, no, we love your
great.
diversions. That's totally fine.
That's great. Thank you.
So we're going to continue to do weird questions in the future. And so you guys all know the drill. You know, in the community section or in the comments on videos or wherever, you can even just email me your weird questions that you'd like us to cover. All right. And with that, everybody, thank you so much for your support. Thank you for watching. Remember to like and subscribe to Tarot's Apprentice, Shining Hawk Healing, and Sienna Rose Metaphysical. And we'll see you guys later.
Bye.